What are the biggest difference between these two, if you were to, explain both of them?
You have criminal appeals and you have civil appeals.
What is the process of filing an appeal?
The process of filing an appeal starts with filing what they call the notice of appeal with informational statement.
আমি তার বিরুদ্ধে আপিল করতেছি। তা আপিল করার পরে 6 মাস থাকে এটা পারফেক্ট করা।
What kind of appeal cases do you take?
We take
and why? So first, what kinds are?
You have criminal appeals and you have civil appeals. We only do civil appeals. We don't do criminal appeals.
Not criminal, civil. So
right.
let's stay on.
So we stay on civil appeals. The majority of the appeals we're working on right now are real estate related. They're either foreclosure. I've done my share of landlord-tenant appeals as well, and I also do commercial appeals when it's called for, whether it's breach of contract or regulatory issues or whatever, a business is getting sued, or sometimes you have religious organizations or nonprofit organizations where you have a lot of internal infighting within the organization and it's suing itself. Those are cases that I handle, and sometimes those cases also end up going up on appeal.
Right. So you do commercials, you do, what is it called?
Civil appeal.
Right. What are the biggest difference between these two, if you were to, explain both of them? I mean,
civil appeal encompasses everything. So it's not as though there's a difference between an appeal for breach of contract or an appeal on a foreclosure or an appeal. It's whatever the content of the case is, it goes to the same place. It goes to the appellate division.
It's a general umbrella of civil appeal,
right.
And then you have the commercial ones, and what else?
Right. Well, you have different types of cases that I handle.
Right. So I'm going to
I handle commercial. Salim and I, we handle commercial litigation as well as we do other litigation within real estate.
Right. I'm going to go into more details about landlord and tenants and other stuff, and foreclosure also.
Sure.
However, before going to that, I want you to walk us through. I know there's many process and steps, and it will also change based on circumstances or instances of cases. Mm-hmm. But in generally, what is the process of filing an appeal?
So the process of filing an appeal starts with filing what they call the notice of appeal with informational statement. So essentially, when the court issues an order, you have a limited time after the court delivers that order or makes that judgment to file what they call a notice of appeal. And essentially what you're doing is you're letting the appellate division say, hey, I'm opening up a case on appeal. Here's a copy of the order from the Supreme Court judge or the trial court judge that I'm appealing. And then the informational statement is background information on the case and essentially what the issues are within this appeal that you are presenting for appellate review. That has to be done within 30 days of the decision coming down from the trial court that you're appealing. I mean, there's a step there which is called filing a notice of entry, which is essentially you're telling the other side that the judge issued this order and it's been entered with the clerk, and here's notice that it's been entered with the clerk. But the bottom line is, really the rule of thumb is to say that you have 30 days from the date that the trial judge issues the order, whatever that order is, whether it's an order on a motion or an order after trial, whether it's what they call an interlocutory order, meaning an order that the court issues on a particular subject or a particular matter before final judgment in the case or final judgment.
Now, this is the timeline you mentioned within the 30 days time frame. But what would be your process to walk your clients through that process?
So once you file the notice of appeal, then you have what they call 6 months to perfect. Perfecting the appeal is just the language of the appellate division that says you have this much time to write your brief. Mm-hmm. And to present what they call the record on appeal. Because the appellate division looks through the records of the trial court. They look at all the evidence, all the documents submitted, trial transcripts, motion transcripts, whatever you feel is part, or not, it's not even what you feel, but whatever is actually part of that decision, whatever the court based that decision on, or whatever happened up to that point, the appellate division can review that portion of the record.
Right. Let's go to Sheikh Salim and then hear some from him. Sheikh Salim, আপনি শুনছিলেন, আমরা প্রশ্ন করেছি, আপনি যদি আর কিছু ক্লিয়ারিফাই করতে চান এই প্রসেস সেখানে আপনি যোগ করতে পারেন যাতে বুঝতে সবার সুবিধা হয়।
অ্যাপিলেট ডিভিশনরা হাইকোর্টে নোটিশ দেওয়া হয় যে এই জাজের এই অর্ডারের বিরুদ্ধে এই পার্টি ইনভলভ আছে, আমি তার বিরুদ্ধে আপিল করতেছি। তা আপিল করার পরে 6 মাস থাকে এটা পারফেক্ট করা, অর্থাৎ অ্যাপিলেট ডিভিশনের বিস্তারিত জানানো এবং আইনের ব্যাখ্যা দিয়ে উই কল ব্রিফ লিগালি এর অ্যাকচুয়ালি মেমোরান্ডাম অফ ল সব কিছু দিয়ে আপনার সাক্ষী প্রমাণ দিয়ে অ্যানালিসিস করে আইনটা বলে তারপরে বলা হয় এইখানে রং হয়েছে, এইটা এই হওয়া উচিত, এই আইন এইটা এরা করেছে এইটা, এবং এই আইন এইটা মিস অ্যাপ্লিকেশন অপপ্রয়োগ হয়েছে, ভুলটা এখানে। সুতরাং তুমি হস্তক্ষেপ করে এটা রিভার্স করে যেটা হওয়া উচিত সেইটা দাও। এইটা 6 মান্থ উইন্ডো পিরিয়ডের ভিতরে ওই বিরিফটা বলতেছে এটা হলো বিস্তারিত, এবং বেসিক্যালি যে রেকর্ডটা ফাইল করা হয় ওর সাথে সেটা হলো লোয়ার কোর্ট অর্থাৎ অধস্তন আদালত যেসব জিনিস বিবেচনা করে ওই অর্ডারটা দিছে ওইগুলো সব দিয়ে হয়, কেস হিস্ট্রি এভরিথিং ওখানে। তারপরে আপিল কোর্টে ধরেন এরপরে করে কি ব্রিফিং হইলে দুই পক্ষ করার পরে আপিল কোর্ট আমাদের ডাকে আর্গুমেন্ট করতে বলে, তখন আমরা যে ব্যাখ্যা করি যে ওই পাতায় দেখো এই আছে, এই পাতায় এই আছে, ওইখানে এই আছে, আইনটা এই, ভুলটা এখানে, এই লাইনে এইখানে ভুল হয়েছে, এই রুলিং এ ভুল হয়েছে, চোখে আঙ্গুল দিয়ে দেওয়া হয় অ্যাপিলেট কোর্টে। তারপরে তারা ডিসিশন দেয়, ইউজুয়ালি 2-3 মাস 4 মাসের ভিতরে তারা একটা ডিসিশন দিয়ে দেয়।
Because people sneeze. Because not everyone washes their hands. Because kids touch a lot of things. Set a date to get your flu and COVID shots and RSV if eligible. Because if you're wondering, should I get my flu and COVID shots? Think about other people. Learn more at nj.gov/health/vaccines.
নিউ ইয়র্ক থেকে সম্প্রচারিত TBN 24 টেলিভিশন বিশ্বজুড়ে বাঙালির কণ্ঠস্বর।